Hello, and welcome to another edition of the Diamond Cooper Show, coming to you live over the digital airways of YouTube from my hometown of Washington, D.C. Would like to express my gratitude to those who hit that subscribe and like button so far. And if you're just joining, hit that like, hit that subscribe. I'm a few subscribers away, about 4 or 5 from getting over 50. Once I'm over 50, I can start having guests on, and then we can start making this about us, boost it up even more. Appreciate the support. Thanks for tuning in. Unfortunately, after this weekend, dealing with a cold and everything, and the cold, and now snow, the weekend was toppled with the fact that now everybody sees why I don't get excited or get my hopes up or profess that my team going to win this year. Now you see why. Because the first segment, for real, starts off with the it's not really a collapse. Basically, what happened to the Eagles, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. That was a collapse because it's been going on for almost 2 months. But get the number 2 seed. It's the 28th anniversary of the last time we made the NFC Championship game. Not a good showing. Starts off with a flag. The A's are getting the touchdown. Then the special teams flag on the punt return. I'm trying to figure out where did this dominating defense go. The lights the brightest at home, number 2 seed, expected to play at least 2 home games. And what they do, gave up the most points they ever did in the playoff game. See, now this coming from a Dallas Cowboy fan. This is why I tell y'all I'm a fan of the sport first. I'm a fan of my team second. This is what I'm talking about. It didn't matter what coach we had, what quarterback we had, who we had on defense. We done had 10 Pro Bowlers, 9 Pro Bowlers, 13 Pro Bowlers, all pros across the board. It never matters. In the playoffs, this is what's been happening. So you tell me why I'm supposed to get excited or why I'm supposed to get my hopes up. You at least got to get to the NFC Championship game for me to be like, okay, maybe they try and do something. And then Jordan Love, in his first playoff start, come to Texas. And now we done lost 10 out of the last 11 to Green Bay overall. And the Green Bay Packers have more playoff wins in Jerry's world than we do. The Cowboys have lost to the Green Bay Packers more at home in the playoffs than they've won in the playoffs, period, since we moved into Jerry's world, 2010, 2011. In the stats, when you look at Dak's stats, 41 to 60, 403 yards, 3 Bajas, 2 interceptions. Bajas are touchdowns for those who don't know. Though that was stat padding at the end when we was down 30. CD had 9 for 110. They started all the game. Him and Dak wasn't on the same page. Looked like they was at each other's throat for a little minute. We were the only home team to lose. You can't make this shit up. Like every year that the Cowboys have had a decent team, a talent-laden team, and it looks like expectations are knocking on the door. When the playoffs come, we might win one, but we haven't been to an NFC Championship game since the last time we won the Super Bowl. Jimmy Johnson was doing the game on Fox, the halftime show, and he was in his feelings. And Michael Strahan, Jai thought that it was, a little humor to what he was saying, and you could see in the energy like he wasn't playing at all. Like it was distasteful, man. Like it was like they thought that they were just gonna walk in there and win. Like they didn't believe that the other team, the Green Bay Packers, kudos to them, and to all my people that that know me, the Green Bay Packer fans, congrats, y'all won. But it's not surprising, man. And now you got people like Belichick and Jim Harbaugh, and Mike Vrabel out there and all that. I don't think Jerry gonna move away from Mike McCarthy. It's a possibility, but something has to change, man. Something really has to change. Jordan Love was like 16 to 21, 272 yards, 3 touchdowns, 157.2 passer rating. We want to get no pressure. Michael got no sacks. I think we only got 1 sack the whole game, if any. This just Aaron Jones had 21 carries, 118 yards, and 3 Bajas. Romeo Doubs had 6 catches for 151. They was all right. It's obvious that they do film and study like we're supposed to do on that defense too. And that defense wasn't playing all that great. And it's like we were supposed to move the ball up and down the field and do what we want to do, but Dak wants to go ahead and get colorblind. That's what I tell the people I know all the time. When the playoffs come, this nigga get colorblind. September, October, November, December, his record is impeccable. Tops in history of the league as far as win percentage. But then in January, every season, if you take away his rookie year, Green Bay goes to play San Francisco. Kudos to them. It's going to have to be some changes made, man. And now y'all see why getting your hopes up when your team hasn't shown you that they really can get over that hump, it's a waste of time, man. It's a waste of energy. You have different levels of disappointment and all that. Because I can tell you, there was times I used to be in my feelings like when they lost. Sometimes I still don't even, because a lot of people, they want to call and you know, they want to troll you. And I just don't have time for all that. A couple people send me pictures, send me messages, you know what I'm saying, about the game and all that. I ain't even really reply right away. Like, I ain't with that because it's like a lot of the people who talking, their teams didn't do shit either. So, you know, why entertain that? But even though it was highly disappointing to see how they job like got manhandled and how they got outplayed and out-schemed, and they just took advantage of the fact that Stephon Gilmore plays that trail technique and he liked to undercut routes, and they kept acting like Dobbs was going to come and do a crosser, and then he turned it into a sail. And if y'all know what that is when you start off and it look like you slanting across the field and you running a drag route, but once you get towards where the middle linebacker starts at in the middle of the field, you turn and go straight up. Or you kind of bend it towards the corner. That's like a sail. You know, some people might say a slant and go. Some people say a sail, you know, in and up. You know, wherever you're from, you probably have a different terminology. But they burnt them up. That's why he was open those 2 times. And then when Aaron Jones ran the ball, he got like a 23-yard run. They came back with that same formation, and then they snuck the tight end across because they obviously saw that the tight end would be able to come across and get that lane. And that's why y'all saw he just came across the field and nobody ran with him. Wide open on the sideline. Touchdown. Just got outclassed, got outplayed. Congratulations to him. On the next year, and just like this year, I'm not going to have any unrealistic expectations. Point blank, period. Probably going to be some changes made. We'll see. Toast to you, Green Bay. Toast to all of y'all. Good job. But now I got to talk about this rookie C.J. Stroud, quarterback for Houston. I watched him at Ohio State, knew he was nice. He definitely shined against Georgia and put up some points and yards, especially with his feet. You know, worthy of the number 2 pick, worthy of the offensive rookie of the year, and now showing everybody in this rookie season that poise, awareness, the moment is not too big for him. His coaching you can tell his coaching from when he was a youngster in Little League coming up, that he had good coaches along the way that taught him the right things and prepared him and his family and whoever's around him, that was a part of his upbringing and a part of his coaching and development and growth. You can tell that he had good coaching. And Ryan Day, Ohio State coach, he's a good coach. Jim Harbaugh been getting out on it recently, but at first Ryan Day was winning. You know, he's a good coach. And if it wasn't for them losing to Michigan, you know, the last few years, they would have been in the college football playoffs instead of Michigan. You know, so definitely can't take no credit away from Ryan Day. Shawty does not play like a rookie. He was 16 of 21, 274. That's a record for a rookie in the playoffs. 3 touchdowns. That tied a record for a rookie in the playoffs. And he also had a 157.2 passer rating, exactly the same as Jordan Love. They was only off by 2 yards. Nico Collins, breakout player from Michigan, under Jim Harbaugh, 6 catches, 96 yards, a touchdown. And their young tight end came out and had a breakout, just 1 catch, but went 76 yards for a touchdown. Did y'all see it? Caught it, put the little stutter step, cut back, and then just smoked everybody down the sideline. They thinking he a tight end, he can't run. They was lollygagging. He pew, smoked him down the sideline. And they would talk. It was mentioned a few times, and I thought about it, which is why I stayed away from the game. Cleveland was the first team that made the playoffs with the most turnovers in the last 20 years. Last team to do it was the Rams. And I was like, And then Flacco did have a propensity to throw picks. And what did he do? Back-to-back pick sixes. And that really pushed the game out of reach. After that, it was over with. The crowd is thumping. You know what I'm saying? The building was rocking. You could see it on the camera. It was shaking like this. If you was watching it live on TV, it was shaking. They was going crazy. There wasn't no way Cleveland was coming back then. It was over with. David Njoku, he had he had that one big play, and a couple of other nice catches. He had 7 for 93, and Amari Cooper had 4 for 59. And remember when they played them before and beat them 36-22, when C.J. Stroud didn't play, Amari Cooper had 11 catches for 265 yards that game and broke the Cleveland single-game receiving record. So Houston got to go to Baltimore Saturday at 4:30, and they're 9.5-point underdog. Baltimore #1 seed. We're going to get more on that tomorrow, but that's definitely going to be intriguing, man. Kudos to C.J. Stroud. They the 4th team to win a playoff game with a rookie head coach and quarterback. So congratulations to them. Houston, Texas back on the map. It was a spot that people didn't even think was a good place to go and get a job. What's up, Ill Bill? Hey, sis, what's happening? Man, C.J. Stroud putting the league on notice. DeMeco Ryans, he should get the coach of the year. Rookie head coach, rookie quarterback, something we never seen this good, even though they the 4th one to win a playoff game. But I don't think none of them look this good and this impressive. And they actually played a little tight with Baltimore. I believe it was the first game of the season. Actually played a little tight and they got away from them. The experience matters. And I'm not going to take him over Baltimore at 9.5. I think he might fight a little bit, but, I get more into that when it's time to give out those jewels. But congratulations to them. Joe Flacco was also a good story. Came off the couch and led them to 4 straight wins to help them get up in there. So their season wasn't completely lost. Now we're going to see what happens. Deshaun Watson coming back next year. C.J. Stroud, we see you, youngster. I know everybody else in that division, Trevor Lawrence and all them nervous now, but they're like, okay, damn, Shorty here. We see you, man. Good luck. I ain't going to take y'all to beat Lamar, but good luck, man. And then in that ice bowl, -4 degrees, wind chill, -27. Them Dolphins, man, like, they wasn't ready, man. They too used to that 75, 80-degree weather, sunny, even with some crowd, hunt. Them boys ain't paying for it. Yeah, too little, too late. Yeah, but Miami, man, they wasn't ready. I mean, Tyreek, maybe 1 or 2 other people, only people on their team that was used to even playing in cold. So it was 26-7. KC basically dominated the game. It's close, they're going to be killing clock, running. Patrick Mahomes, he did throw 41 passes, though, 23 out of 41, 261 yards in the Baja. Travis Kelce had 7 for 71, made some crucial catches early in the game when they was building their lead momentum. Rashee Rice came on, no drops, 8 catches, 130 yards and a touchdown. And Isaiah Pacheco was running that thing hard. He only had 89 yards on 24 carries. He got a touchdown, But, man, he was running hard. And one thing about that cold, it looked like they weren't really trying to hit and tackle that much. And we're talking about another team that wasn't tackling too good in a minute. Cleveland nor Miami didn't score in the second half either. KC shut them out in the second half. Houston shut Cleveland out in the second half. First time that's happened. Two teams got shot in the second half on the same day in 20 years. Kansas City go to Buffalo. Tour 20 for 39, the ball 99, a Baja and a pick. Tyreek 5 for 62. He really most of the yards came on the one catch he caught and juked and slid and cut back. Devon A-Chain had 6 carries for 9 yards. Most of it only had 33 yards on 8 carries. They couldn't get the run game going. I don't know, man. Jalen Waddle wasn't healthy. Raheem Mostert wasn't 100%. You know, they was compromised a little bit. And then that weather play a factor, man. Like, if you're not used to playing in that cold, and then you get on a plane at 75, you get off the plane, it's below 0. Like, come on, man. That would affect me. I mean, I grew up in the area where it get cold. It get cold in D.C. Like, you know, I done seen some cold winters, and I seen some winters that wasn't that cold. You know, I don't know if that's global warming and none of that other shit, but, you know, I done been around some cold. I done been outside a long time in the cold. A lot of hours in a row in the cold, if you know what I mean. But Kansas City, man, looked like themselves. They looked like they put everything that happened in the season behind them. They came out focused. They was on time. And they going to Buffalo now. And that's going to be a good one. Buffalo only favored by 2.5. Patrick Mahomes' first road game in the playoffs. We know we can't wait to see that. The Detroit Lions. First playoff win since 1991. 24-23 over the Rams. It was close. You know, it was either, man, you know, be conservative and punt it away and give it back to the defense or go to put the game away. They put the game away. The defense got to stop when they needed to get it stopped. Detroit 24-23. The only nail biter of the weekend. Everybody else pretty much got their ass whooped. You know, Pittsburgh did fight back. We'll get to them in a second. They did fight back. But Jared Goff, 22 of 27, 277 yards in the Baja. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Mean, man. 7 for 110. Josh Reynolds, he showed up with 5 big catches for 80 yards. And both running backs, David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs, they both got in the end zone. And they both ran that ball effectively. Stafford, 25 of 36, 367, 2 Bajas. Puka Nacua, most yards ever for a rookie in the playoff game. 9 catches, 181 yards in the Baja. Good God. This boy's special, man. He going to be around, too. Rookie. Detroit, man. And now, since the Cowboys lost, Detroit gets another home game. Possibility Detroit, man, could come out of the depths of 0-16 a little over a decade ago and being the laughing stock of the league and trade Matthew Stafford and Dan Campbell come in. They call him MCDC. He comes in, and now his structure, his hand, his mark on that team, that culture, Detroit is for real, man. And I don't think Detroit is going to be like caring about who they have to play either, or wherever they have to play at Ford Field, where it's the first playoff win they ever got in the building as well. You know, they won in the Pontiac Silverdome back in the day, but in Ford Field, that was their first playoff win in that building as well. You know, it's going to be rocking. I mean, they're a good team, man. I mean, we beat them by 1. They had a couple calls that went against us on a triple penalty, whereas we could have put the game away, and then the call against them on a 2-point conversion. So, you know, either way, it was a tight game. We laid a freaking egg. They handled their business. We the only home team, once again, didn't win this weekend. So now Detroit gets Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay beat the snot out of Philly, man. Dominated them, man. Off the break. Baker was 22 of 36, 337, 3 Bajas. Had a couple carries for 16 yards. Mike Evans, 3 for 48. K. Otten, the tight end, had 8 catches for 89 yards. And the running back, Rashad White, he had 18 carries for 72 yards, man. Yeah, Tampa looking real good, man. That defense was biting, man. Ty Bowles had them, man, with them blitz packages, man. Jalen Hurts could never get comfortable, man. 25 of 35, 250 with a Baja. Devontae Smith had 8 for 148. That's most for a Philly player in the playoff game, by the way. And like, I don't understand why Mike Evans don't get his respect, man. Like, even though, you know, he only had 3 catches, 48 yards, a couple of them was on third down. For first down, I think one was third down, but a couple of them was first downs. Like, the man got 762 catches, 11,680 yards, 94 touchdowns, and been over 1,000 yards every year, all 10 since he's been in the league. Yeah, he had a couple. He didn't drop the few in his career. Now we done seen, you know, remember last season against Baker Mayfield in Carolina, that one jump that Brady threw. Remember that he dropped on the first play. Yeah, so I mean, we know he done had a couple of them in his career, but Slim a dogged up. He a dog. He dropped one in that game. One was a touchdown that was over the top like this. But the other one, I can't really remember like where they was at on the field for that one. Tampa beats the shit out of them 32-9. Jason Kelce announced that he retiring now for Philly, 7-time Pro Bowler. You know, Philly act like they were scared to tackle though. Like, you know, they in Tampa, so it's Florida. It wasn't cold. But dudes were just like sticking their arm out. Like nobody was pursuing and hitting and rapping. And even though a lot of these dudes, they just be throwing their shoulder. Like a lot of them wasn't even doing that. Like they missed 10 tackles. 10. That many. Like it was like they were scared to hit. Like they was like, you know what? They already made their plans. They got their reservations and shit. When the game over with, so when they get back home to Philly, man, they gonna be on the flight to go somewhere for their vacation, man. They off season, man. They ain't even tripping. They ain't even trying to play no more. But that's what it looked like. It looked like they ain't want to hit. None of that. And now they got people wanting their coach fired because they saying he quit on them. Yeah, man. One thing about it, it's a reality for sure that players be quitting on coaches sometimes. But in the reality of things, I don't see how dudes can look in the mirror, being a professional, getting paid to play, and then people got on tape that you quit. Like, okay, if certain players just ain't built for it, they ain't built for it. But me personally, if I was in that position, you know, I grew up wanting to be in that position. I didn't make it to that level, but it's a certain level of pride you got to take in who you are as a player. So if I'm on that field, I might not be fitting the kind of had people coaching me I ain't like, football, basketball, softball. I had people I ain't baseball. I had people I ain't like coaching me. But at the same token, when I'm on the field, I'm just on the field to do what I'm supposed to do while I'm out there, so I can show off, so I can help my team win, because I want to win. So even if I don't want to play for this dude, I'm not gonna go out here and put that, okay, when they point out these 4, 5, 6 players that didn't care about tackling or didn't put up no effort until the whistle blew or until after the whistle blew. Nah, I'm not going to be one of those that they point out. Oh, no. Oh, no. You're not going to say, man, oh, no, Diamond quit on us. Nah. No, sir. Not me. Not going to happen. So, yeah. That's a narrative that's created, especially on the networks. A lot of the sports networks, that's the narrative that's created, that a player quit on their coach. So that means that they don't respect the coach. It ain't just about them not respecting the coach. How much respect do they have about their own pride? Where's your pride at? Where's your pride in blocking? Where's your pride in when you run your route? You shake the dude checking you. Where's the deception in y'all route running? Where's the impact of you trying to tackle somebody? You know, you getting paid on defense to tackle. You ain't getting paid to stick out one arm or somebody. You supposed to hit the dude, wrap the dude up, and tackle him. That's what they teach you in Pee Wee League. And it's like so many dudes that have made it to the league. I don't know if they got their money and they cool now. They lackadaisical, so they don't have the same passion and the same hunger. But once you get to the league, you're supposed to establish yourself in the league as somebody who is remembered for what you did when you were in the league. So whether the narrative is they quit on their coach or not, any player who contributes to quitting at all is not a winner. So if I'm delivering a message that got them to the Super Bowl, because Nick Sirianni did take them to the Super Bowl last year, and Jalen Hurts, except for the one fumble that he had, basically outplayed Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl last year. And they were 10-1. Now, they nosedived. They were 10-1. Now, the nosedive is they finished the season 1-6, counting the loss to Tampa Bay. And collapses like that always bring things into question, but you can't deny what's already done. Maybe the hires at the offensive coordinator and the defensive coordinator just weren't the best fits. Maybe relieving Sean Desai of the defensive coordinator duties a little bit past midway of the season and inserting Matt Patricia, who Bill Belichick didn't even want no more, who failed when he was in Detroit wearing the pencil in his ear. Maybe that had something to do with it. Jalen Hurts was clearly banged up. They didn't have A.J. Brown. A couple of plays after Devontae Smith made catches, he needed help getting up. So they were a little banged up. So firing the coach, I think that's a bit of a stretch. Just a couple of little things got to be tweaked, just like I think with my boys. But that was a hell of a nosedive. And I'm not mad because I don't keep wanting them to get the Super Bowls and get chances to win rings, and we not because, they will get closer to us. And we are in the same division, and I'm still competitive. I ain't expecting my team to win because they ain't shown me they will, but I still don't want certain teams to catch us, and I still don't want certain teams to win. Make no mistake about that. So for those teams that are tied with us or one ahead of us or one behind us, I'm talking about your team. And if you don't know how many, then check it out. Rough Buff up in the cold in Buffalo. Oh my goodness. Before I get into the stats of what happened in the game, did y'all see the fans? The fans on the Pittsburgh sideline. Now, they wouldn't show this during the game cast. They wasn't trying to promote all that during the game cast and let you see it because it make the stadium look bad. It make the people of Buffalo look bad. However, man, they was throwing snowballs at the Pittsburgh Steelers recklessly, relentlessly, continuously, just peppering them, snowballs, all during the game. All that snow, they had to move from the seats to get to their seats because there was piles of snow, and they showed clips of fans that actually had to walk through it and shovel through it to get to their seat. Most of the snow that was piled up down towards the bottom to where the sideline was, it was just snowballs being thrown at them dudes. Disrespectful. Pittsburgh prevailed 31-17. Early on in the game, they got favors. They got 2 turnovers. Jordan Pickens fumbled one, gave them the ball in striking distance, and Mason Rudolph threw a pick in the end zone. And that was in the first half, and that helped Pittsburgh get up to a 21-0 lead when, in all actuality, without those turnovers, it would have been a 1 possession or a tie game going into the half. And in the second half, the score was actually 10-10. So kudos to Pittsburgh for fighting. They fall 31-17, but much props to them for showing effort, something that we were just talking about the other team in Pennsylvania didn't show. Rudolph was 22 of 39, 229, 2 Bajas in an interception. He had Fry move frequently, 5 catches, 76 yards. Najee Harris and Jaylen Warren had 75 yards rushing combined. That hurt them because Buffalo was giving up a lot of rushing yards recently, and they couldn't capitalize on that. So maybe Buffalo had a good idea. Sean McDermott had a good idea of the scheme, and they was able to get up in there. Buffalo, in that first half, they were the first team to have 2 different tight ends score a touchdown in the first half of a playoff game. The first quarter, actually. Pardon that. The first quarter of a playoff game. Pittsburgh lost 5 straight playoff games by averaging 13 points a game, 3-8 in the playoffs since 2010. Josh Allen, man, showed out. 4 total touchdowns, 21 of 30, 203 passing, 3 Bajas, 8 carries for 74 yards in that 52-yard. Did y'all see that? How he faked like he was going to slide and kept going. Now, poor tackling on that play by Pittsburgh. Yeah, you gotta say that because, but I think they were just caught off guard. I think they thought he was gonna go down, and they'd be able to get him, but that wasn't the case. He took off, and then he just burnt them to the end. Late in the game, George Pickens, on the fourth down, they got stopped. He was criticizing the refs after the game. Look, bro, it's a waste of time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you got tugged a little bit. We saw it, but it's a bang bang play. Sometimes you're just not gonna get that. You on the road. You put yourself behind the 8-ball, and you did fumble. So don't come out criticizing the refs when you contributed to 7 points for them. I'm just saying. Doesn't make you look that great. Sometimes it's good to kind of keep how we feeling. I know it's emotional. You just lost. But sometimes it's good to keep our emotions to ourselves sometimes because they'll lead us to say some things we probably shouldn't say. So congratulations to Buffalo. As I stated earlier, they got Kansas City at home, and the lines are as such. Houston plus 9.5 at Baltimore, the over-under 45. Green Bay is plus 10. At San Francisco, the over-under is 50.5. That's kind of high, too. So they probably expect Green Bay to score some points. That's Saturday. Houston at 4:30. Green Bay at 8:15. Sunday at 3, Tampa Bay is plus 6 at Detroit. 6:30, Kansas City plus 2.5 at Buffalo. Oh, the Detroit over-under is 48.5. My fault. And Kansas City plus 2.5 at Buffalo. The over-under is 46. Couple of coaches' notes. Bill Belichick interview with Atlanta. And Jim Harbaugh. I mentioned that Jim Harbaugh interviewed with the Chargers. And before I get to that, hold on. Pardon me. Right, Bill Belichick interview with Atlanta. Harbaugh interview with the Chargers. Oh, and Antonio Pierce has the leading, he's the candidate, the head candidate right now, the favorite to get the Las Vegas job. Take 30 seconds. Be right back with you. $27. Welcome back. Now listen, Belichick interviewing with Atlanta. That's a good proposition. Arthur Blank definitely, that's the owner, Arthur Blank. He definitely wants to win. Bill Belichick, he will be able to, the GM thing, the same position that he had. Because you got to think, after all that time, 24 years of being a GM and a coach, so you basically selecting the players that you bring into your system and you coaching the players that are in your system. That's a good opportunity. You got weapons. You got Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier in the backfield. You got Kyle Pitts at tight end, Drake London at wide receiver. You still got Cordarrelle Patterson. They got a good team, good young defense. Jesse Bates back there as safety. It'd be a good fit. There's speculations that if we got rid of Mike McCarthy, that he might come to the Cowboys. I don't really think that it won't work because Belichick don't like talking and Jerry do. So Belichick will just like bypass press conferences and shit and give you the one-liners and let Jerry do all the talking and all that. As long as Jerry don't interfere with the players. Now that probably could be an issue because Jerry always be interfering. But Atlanta might not be a bad fit. Jim Harbaugh interview with the Chargers. I think wherever Jim Harbaugh go, he gonna win. Like, to be honest. He was a winner at the University of San Diego. He was a winner, at Stanford University. He was a winner at San Francisco in 4 years, 3 NFC championships, Super Bowl appearance, and then made a nice comeback at the end, had a chance to win at the end. They should have ran with Frank Gore instead of throwing the ball, if you ask me. Justin Herbert. See, Mike Williams and Keenan Allen, they got a problem staying healthy. They got Joshua Palmer, Austin Eckler, defense, Khalil Mack, Joey Bosa, Asante Samuel Jr., Derwin James. Like, that's a good spot for Jim Harbaugh, man. But, I mean, wherever he goes, they're going to win. I'll just say that. Wherever he goes, they're going to win. And there's 8 openings, so we're going to see where it might wind up being more. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of the time with this new media shit, man, this social media, a narrative get out there so much, and then like owners and all that, and people actually listen to this stuff now. And it's just like they won't even go off of what they've seen. They'll allow outside noise to affect their decisions. You know what I'm saying? And that's horrible when it comes to running a business. You know what I'm saying? You got to at least have an eye test factor somewhere in there. I do believe that the Raiders should re-sign Antonio Pierce because they had this same movie play before when they fired John Gruden and they had Bisaccia coaching and he rallied the troops and they played good at the end of the year and they didn't keep Rich Bisaccia. Then they brought in Josh McDaniels. Now you let him go and now Antonio Pierce rallied the troops. Mark Davis, rest in peace to father, Al Davis, who was owner of the team when I was growing up watching football before he moved on. Let rock with the players coach, man. He had your team playing good towards the end of the season. You were competitive. You won a couple of games. I think that's the move. And all this criticism of Mike Tomlin is ridiculous. That's why I don't know if y'all saw it, but you got to check it out. Mike Tomlin, head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, at the end of the game, right after the game when he was doing his press conference, one of the reporters started to ask him about his contract situation. He walked off. And I don't really understand it. He exited the press conference instead of probably speaking in his mind, because I'm sure he probably had something to say that might not have been appropriate for FCC airwaves or linear television. Oh, man. If you don't got nothing good to say, don't say nothing, right? That's what they teach us when we coming up. But it was classic, though. I loved it. He under contract through next year. 17 straight years. No losing seasons. And he always had these questions around him. He just took a team without any stability at the quarterback position to the playoffs. And his team was still fighting and showing effort, even though they put themselves behind the 8 ball in the first half, without their best defensive player, the best defensive player in the NFL. There's nothing to question. Who better you going to find? You going to get Belichick? Probably not. Jim Harbaugh? Who knows? But there's not going to be many options. And if you do let Mike Tomlin go, I guarantee you people are going to be knocking on the door to get him. And they're going to be ready to hand that bag to him too. What he did this year was coaching. No quarterback stability at all. Look at the numbers. Their quarterback play was horrendous. And he got this team to the playoffs. Let's back up off of him real quick, man. Let's give him a little bit of room. Mike Tomlin is a hell of a coach, and he don't need to be questioned. That man's resume speaks for itself. How many coaches have gone 17 straight years coaching and never have a losing season, never below 500, ever? You find one, you let me know. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that like button. I want to shout out my homies again, including Drip and everybody else. Like the Green Bay Packers, y'all got us, man. It is what it is. I want to shout out Tanya. Get well soon. Got the bracing on. We got your support. We got your back. Hope everything work out. And shout out, man, and kudos to Ice Cube You know what I'm saying? The rapper, man, he just got into the Basketball Hall of Fame for basically enhancing, the game of basketball with the Big Three tournament that he started. And this is the 7th year of the tournament that started June 15th, man. So just think about it. First rapper to go platinum with the America's Most Wanted jump. A lot of people might not know that. He the first one to go platinum. Went with the Q Vision, started doing his movies, did his thing, the Classic Fridays, the Are We There Yet, and a host of other things at Triple X. Man, congratulations to Ice Cube, man. They gave him a slot in the Basketball Hall of Fame, gave him a little trophy with an Ice Cube around the top of that jump. Kudos to him, man. Hope y'all enjoy the show. I'll be back with you tomorrow. And then we're going to get a little bit more NBA information going on because it's heating up. We got some ballers balling. We got some teams rising. We got some teams falling. And we got some teams that just, if you're a fan, they just give you that roller coaster. So hope y'all had a great weekend. Have a good night. Thanks for joining me. Peace.